Hi, my name is Dr. Faria Hassan Bukhari. Today, I have quite a few things to talk about, but I'm going to start from um, what happened in Syria and why. How did everything happen? Um, we have seen that Israel and Syria have been at war against each other for years now, but for the first time, we noticed that Israel was finally able to successfully take down one of its biggest obstruction in achieving the greater Israel within the Middle East, that is Bashar al-Assad. He has a baggage, yes. Every ruler has a baggage. I've still yet to find 100% pure and clean and honest and perfect ruler. Um, so saying that he deserved to be treated like this, he was a war criminal, he was this and that, just like Saddam Hussein was like this and that, Gaddafi was this and that. At the end of the day, look at the Libya before and after the takedown of Gaddafi, and then also look at Iraq before and after the takedown of Iraq. And you will get the answer yourself as to if Saddam Hussein was good enough for Iraq and for the rest of the world, and if Gaddafi was good enough for Libya and for the rest of the world. On the same lines, you know, you can demonize Assad. You can say he did this to his people, he did that to his people. But at the end of the day, we're going to see how Syria is going to turn around after he's taken down, on the same lines as Saddam was taken down and Gaddafi was taken down. So this is another, I need another, video to do this discussion with any one of you. But right now, I would like to focus on why Syria was taken so quickly, so easily, with absolute comfort by Israel after Israel has failed to achieve any success in Syria after so many decades. There's only one answer, and that one answer is Turkey. And then the question is, why would Erdogan, who has been the biggest champion of the people of Palestine, allow Israel to make this great advancement in the region? I think there is a very big reason behind it. We need to rewind the sequence of events to a few months before this event happened, when Erdogan, in the middle of a heightened security alert in Turkey, decided to go and attend the BRICS conference hosted by Russia, China, and the allies. Turkey had submitted the application to be part of BRICS, which was an upcoming alternative world order to beat the current ongoing new world order of the Western governments. And in spite of the fact that Turkey is a part of the NATO and is a NATO ally of the West, Erdogan decided to take that risk and attend the BRICS conference and to push for acceptance of the membership of Turkey into this BRICS new alternative world order. However, because the current ongoing new world order has its patsy and ally India as the founding member of BRICS, they were able to influence Russia and China to refuse Turkey its membership bid into the BRICS. And this was at the time when Turkey encountered one of the biggest terrorist attacks on its soil. So Erdogan took that risk, huge risk, geopolitical risk, went against the NATO membership rules to try to get into an alternative and rival world order, and was refused that bid because of strong influence of an ally of the Western governments, India, sitting within BRICS. So what does Turkey do in response? What I'm trying to say is nothing happens overnight. Israel has been trying to take down Assad for decades now and has been unsuccessful. If today Israel was successful in taking down Assad so easily, where the entire forces of Russia and its allies in the region, along with their proxies, could not stop Israel. There is only one reason behind it, and that one reason is Turkey. And Turkey did not do it before because Turkey had a regard for interests of its allies like Iran, for general interest, because Turkey had its own reasons to stay away from cooperating in this field. But after getting humiliated at the BRICS conference, Erdogan decided to change the plans and decided to help US in taking down Assad. And we all know what happened thereafter. Now, a lot of criticism has been done of Erdogan after the takedown of Assad. And since Israel has taken control of Mount Hermon. But what I'm trying to say to Putin is that this would not have happened if you had given Turkey a membership into BRICS, period. If he had not listened to India, that is playing a double role and a double agent by dictating the DC's wishes and terms, and helping DC infiltrate into control, to the point of controlling BRICS. This wouldn't have happened. Assad would have still been there today because Turkey would not have cooperated this close to US and thereafter Israel. So this is something that Putin invited himself to. Putin opened the door for Biden to enter Syria and to take down his biggest ally, Assad, in the region, with the cooperation of Turkey, because Putin humiliated Turkey, Putin humiliated Erdogan at the BRICS conference. And this is something, Erdogan realized that there is no place for Turkey in the upcoming rival world order being presented by China and Russia to the rest of the world. So he did what he thought was the best for his country and for the region. Maybe he has other plans to counter Israel. I don't know. It's his own way. He's a smart guy, and he's earned a great reputation for his country and for his own self, and has fought for the sovereignty of his country against all odds. So now that we are sitting down and criticizing Erdogan, we don't realize that this would not have happened had Putin not opened the door for Biden by humiliating Turkey and Erdogan at the BRICS conference. All Putin had to do was to entertain this membership to Turkey in the BRICS, and Assad would have still been sitting in Syria. This would not have happened. So this is my first thing that I'm going to talk about, that this could have been prevented. And this is not the first blunder that Russia has made in the region. They have made previous blunders as well. And I think one of the biggest things that we have to be concerned about is that Russia has a history of playing double too on both sides of the war in the past, as we have seen in World War I and even in World War II. Right now, as Russia is fighting US and NATO in Ukraine, and also in the Middle East, has had alliances with Iran and its proxies. While we realize that Russia may be supporting the Muslims, we're also realizing that Syria became a graveyard of a lot of children and a lot of civilians because it was chosen as a battleground and a proxy ground for the two superpowers, that is US and Russia. I'm talking about not the events that happened in the last 1 week, but I'm talking about the last many years of Syria that have faced so much escalation of violence and so much escalation of, conflict. And this would not have happened if Russia had not intervened in the region, or if this country, Syria, had not been chosen as a battleground to serve as a proxy ground for both US and Russia to flex their muscles in conflict. They were fighting the proxy war, but who was dying in this proxy war? The civilians were all Syrians. They were not Russians, they were not Americans, they were all Syrians. Who was getting displaced from their homes? Who was losing his livelihood? It was a Syrian family. It was not an American or a Russian family. And this is not the first time that the bigger, wealthier, more powerful nations have destroyed smaller countries and chosen to pick them as their proxy battlegrounds and convert them into their graveyards. This has happened many times in the past too, in the past history too. So today, if Putin says that, yeah, the whole Syrian Assad takedown has really helped Israel, well, you committed the blunder. You were the one who humiliated Erdogan, who did not entertain a membership of Turkey into BRICS, leading to this rapid sequence of events where Turkey ended up supporting, cooperating with US to take down Assad. And so you are yourself to blame for what happened in Syria, first of all. And then the second thing is something I'm going to talk about, the Afghan Taliban. The role of Afghan Taliban has been really underestimated in what happened in Syria too. Nobody's talking about them. Why would Biden, under such a fiscal strain, when the US debt has gone to trillions of dollars, $38 trillion, why would Biden, in the last few weeks of his presidency, give millions of dollars to Afghan Taliban when he has refused to even acknowledge them as a government? Why would he do that? The reason is because the Afghan Taliban facilitated the takedown of Assad. The reason is because Afghan Taliban, who have had previous links with Al-Qaeda and the Al-Qaeda affiliate of Jolani, they were the ones to process this entire Syrian takedown of Assad. And they got paid for it by the US. So why isn't anybody talking about the role of Afghan Taliban in the entire fiasco in Syria that happened? They were very much involved in taking down the government of Assad, and they got paid by the US for what they did in Syria. And they most likely told US to keep it hush-hush and quiet because it would cause a lot of discontentment amongst their followers in Afghanistan and the rest of the world. That, hey, how could you support US in taking down a government in Syria, and how could you thereafter help Israel advance all the way to Mount Hermon? So because of the risk of being incriminated as facilitators of the occupation of Syria by US and Israel, they have decided to keep the entire matter hushed up. And nobody in the mainstream media is talking about the role of the Afghan Taliban. I'm probably one of the very first ones who's talking about it. Why would Biden give millions of dollars to the Afghan Taliban under such a financial crunch? So that is something to look into. Afghan Taliban did process and empower and facilitate the takedown of Assad. And why Turkey did it, I already told you. Turkey would not have done it if Putin had given it the option of being part of the alternative world order. And Putin listened to India, and India is currently sitting in a close nexus with Israel and with the US. India has a cell in the Pentagon. So India can easily process the dictations of US and has already infiltrated the BRICS alternative upcoming world order with the old new world order. So I mean, the promise of Russia and China to the world that the upcoming BRICS is going to be a game changer has already been, you know, foiled by the Indian infiltration and Indian facilitation of the nefarious plans of the deep state of US and the rest of the Western governments. So this was one thing I wanted to talk about, and then I'm going to come to the sanctioning of Pakistan. So we saw, I did a video in Urdu yesterday. You can look it up. It's under my People's page, which is a pro-democracy platform, political platform based in Pakistan. It's in Urdu, so you can do a translation. And it's targeting mostly Imran Khan and his followers. But one of the things that I'm going to talk about is that Afghan Talibans have a very close relationship with Imran Khan, and they are actually very good friends. And Afghan Talibans think that it was Imran Khan who facilitated the fall of Kabul and the conquest of Kabul by the Afghan Taliban that happened in 2021 that resulted in the exodus of not just US, but the rest of the allies, NATO allies from Afghanistan. So they have been trying to reappoint Imran Khan as the Prime Minister of Pakistan because they have further agendas, including the elimination of the Durand Line. They want to annex the entire province of KPK into Afghanistan because they don't believe in the existence of a Durand Line. They think it's a disputed line, and they want to have annexation with the largest city of KPK, which is Peshawar, and they think they can do it with the help of Imran Khan, and that's why they want him reappointed. So what happens when Syria is being manipulated into a coup and a regime change process via US, via Israel, via Afghan Talibans? Imran Khan gets activated in Islamabad. 26 November is the day when he calls all his followers to collect in Islamabad and create a pressure movement for his release. And in trying to do so, he also calls for whatever it takes to get to Islamabad and to pressurize the Pakistan government and the Pakistan state agencies to let him go and release him consequently, and create a civil crisis. And then he calls for a civil disobedience movement. He calls for a boycott movement thereafter. Then he starts saying that a massacre happened. Initially, he states that thousands of people were injured because the cops fired bullets at the activists. Then he says hundreds were injured, and then he says only 12 were injured, but he is not able to provide names and date of births and IDs and addresses of those missing or those who were injured or killed. Creates a mass global propaganda against the state of Pakistan, tries to mobilize the courts in US to try to sanction Pakistan, to create a pressure against Pakistan since 26 November. And on 26th November, his activists were found to have active weapons, rifles, Kalashnikovs, grenades, and they were torching cars. They ran over 3 rangers who were working for the National Guard of Pakistan. They injured more than 150 police officers. They were violent. They were not peaceful. They burned trees in Islamabad. They literally lighted up a lot of property in Islamabad. It was a very non-peaceful, very volatile, very violent movement that was pushed against the state of Pakistan, the government of Pakistan, people of Pakistan on the 26th of November. And it was labeled as the Islamabad massacre by the Imran Khan followers. And they claimed that they had been killed and injured and attacked and detained. And they tried to demonize the Pakistan government. They tried to demonize Pakistan's state. They called Pakistan state puppets of US, and which is something they've been claiming since Imran Khan was ousted from the office, from the PM office. But all this time, when this was happening, when the entire country of Pakistan was suffering from civil unrest, civil crisis to the point of a civil war, and a movement of civil disobedience, general boycott, what was going on in Syria? In Syria, Assad was being taken down. The conspiracy to take down Assad was being processed meticulously, carefully, and successfully. So Afghan Talibans who got paid by the Biden administration to kick out Assad also staged and engineered the civil crisis in Pakistan by their political wing of PTI that is under the leadership of Imran Khan. So, and the reason why they try to cripple and paralyze the missionary of Pakistan is because they were scared that if Pakistan intervened or used its influence over Turkey, which Pakistan does have, Pakistan has a very strong fraternal relationship with Turkey. And Pakistan could very much influence Turkey to not get involved in Syria. And they wanted Pakistan distracted. And this is how they achieved it. So they achieved this distraction via Imran Khan, via Afghan Talibans, all while they had Erdogan's help. I don't know what kind of a lollipop they have given Erdogan, but I know Erdogan is smart enough. He has a plan, and I trust him. I don't know why we are so paranoid that we start making judgments over people overnight, just like that. Erdogan has always worked for the benefit of the people of Palestine, has been one of the biggest diplomatic, moral supporters, and has done whatever it takes in the past to help them. So there's no way Erdogan would sit down and watch Israel take over Syria in his own neighborhood, because he knows that once Syria is all under the control of Israel, next is Turkey. Next is Turkey in the Greater Israel Plan. That they're going to march over to Turkey next. And obviously he knows about Kurdistan being part of the plan of Greater Israel. And Kurdistan cannot happen without breaking the sovereignty of Turkey. So when it comes to Erdogan, The reason why they wanted Pakistan to be so distracted by the Khan's tantrums was because they knew that Pakistan has a great influence over Erdogan and Turkey and could actually stop the entire takedown of Assad if not distracted. And so they got Pakistan distracted. Even I was distracted. I was concerned about the Khan's followers who are so violent and so disinhibited. I was concerned that they would go ahead and provoke a Chernobyl-like attack in Pakistan, and that could cause the entire region to burn up with radiation, making any further prosperity, investment, or stability impossible for this country. So that is why I made a strong movement on WhatsApp, on social media, to try to stop this movement from materializing into something bigger and stronger to the point that it breaks up Pakistan or destroys Pakistan. So I was busy with this and I could not focus on Syria, and that is just me. But there were others, a lot of the other people in Pakistan, the policy makers, the policy breakers, who were equally engaged in trying to stop a civil unrest or a civil crisis from materializing into Pakistan through Imran Khan's and Afghan Taliban's nexus. And they were successful. We were successful in thwarting this threat from destroying Pakistan. But having said that, they have decided to sanction Pakistan. And I think it is an honor for Pakistan to be sanctioned by the United States. I'll be very honest. Today, as I'm wearing this scarf, which explains a lot about where the world is, I'm not the only one who wears it. Right now, billions of people all over the world are wearing this scarf, and we all stand for one cause. And that is to liberate Palestine, to liberate the people of Palestine, to liberate Jerusalem, to liberate the Mosque Al-Aqsa. We are all standing together, united, firmly, for one cause. So when I say that Pakistan is getting sanctioned, it is an honor for Pakistan. It is an honor because Pakistan is getting sanctioned by a regime that is comprising of genocidal terrorists. I can name them. Number one, Joe Biden, called Genocide Joe. Number two, Kamala Harris, called Holocaust Harris. Number three, Anthony Blinken. Number four, Austin Lloyd. Number five, Netanyahu. Number six, the rest of the Western governments that are currently collaborating with these top five genocidal terrorists. So any country, any nation that gets sanctioned by these genocidal terrorists today, it's an honor for that country or a nation. Pakistan just got this honor today in the last 24 hours. And obviously, Pakistan is doing something that is making these genocidal terrorists angry and upset to the point that it's decided to sanction the country. And then it is also a proof. Here's a very important point that I'm going to make right now. One of the biggest propaganda that Imran Khan and his followers are spreading all over the world is that the generals of Pakistan, the army generals of Pakistan, are puppets of United States of America. They're puppets of Israel. And this is why they kicked out Imran Khan. And this is why they have arrested him. And this is why they're not letting him go. What kind of a master would sanction its own puppet? If the generals of Pakistan are puppets of United States, as claimed by Pakistan Tehreek-e-Insaf, by Imran Khan, by Imran Khan's followers, why would Biden administration sanction Pakistan today under the leadership of Chief of Army Staff General Asim Munir? This is one simple question I have to ask all those who believe that General Asim Munir is a puppet of United States of America. If General Asim Munir is a puppet of United States of America, as you have been claiming, as you have been portraying, as you have been spreading the lie about, why would the Biden administration sanction the country under his leadership? Answer this question. Why would Biden sanction his own puppet? This is a proof, this sanction is a proof that General Asim Munir is not a puppet of President Biden or Kamala Harris or Antony Blinken or Austin Lloyd. It is a standing proof that he is not serving, he is not obeying Uncle Sam, that he is not following the agenda of the deep state of the United States, that he's standing against what they're working for, which is the greater Israel. It is a standing proof of the integrity, of the honesty of the Chief of Army Staff of Pakistan. The sanctions are actually a medal of honor, a medal of honesty, a medal of integrity of the Chief of Army Staff, General Asim Munir of Pakistan. It is a proof that Pakistan is not obeying or serving the interests of the United States. And let me tell you why they have decided to sanction Pakistan's missile program. Because they're planning to invade Iran soon. And they're trying to do that before the 20th of January. And they're scared of getting countered by Pakistan's missiles. So they want to cut down the supplies while they can. We all know what Iran is doing. Iran and its proxies are working very hard since day one, trying to give the people of Palestine their self-defense against the oppression, against the occupation, against the brutal regime of Netanyahu, against the genocidal terrorists of Biden, the genocidal terrorists, which is Biden, which is Kamala Harris, which is Antony Blinken, which is Austin Lloyd. This is what Iran has been doing. This is what Iran has been trying to achieve, to give the people of Palestine the basic human right of self-defense. And whether we are Shias or Sunnis or Wahhabis or Brelvis or any other sect of Islam, we all have right now a single thing that occupies our minds. Can we stop the lynching of the babies of Gaza? Can we deter the escalation of violence against the people of Palestine? Can we stop the bloodshed happening in the Middle East against the unarmed children and women of Palestine, of Gaza, of Lebanon, of Syria? Can we do that? We have tried through diplomatic channels to stop this bloodshed. We've been able to generate the arrest warrants of Netanyahu, who is a certified global war criminal, but still the deterrence has not been achieved. In fact, in the last few weeks, since the defeat of the Democratic Party and the Biden administration in the elections, the escalation of violence has only quadrupled against the people of Middle East, because there is very little time before the 20th of January through which the deep state can orchestrate its agenda of achieving a greater Israel. So while the Afghan Taliban received millions of dollars, take down Assad and get one of their buddies in power who has a great soft corner for Israel, to the point that he is telling all those Syrian factions to get rid of their weapons, who are fighting for Palestinians, for the people of Gaza against Israelis. While we have this going on one side, we have Pakistan that has always tried to unite Iranians with the Gulf brothers, which is King Salman, which is Mohammed bin Salman, which is the rest of the Gulf countries. We have Pakistan getting sanctioned, especially its missile program. And the reason is because they want to advance further before the 20th of January, and they cannot do so unless they know that they have neutralized the defense capabilities of Pakistan. This is the reason Pakistan is getting sanctioned. So what does that tell you? That tells you one thing. The Chief of Army Staff, General Asim Munir, has refused to obey and serve the greater Israeli agenda that is currently being orchestrated, perpetrated by the Biden administration, by the deep state, by Israel, by Netanyahu. So he's a hero, right? What would you call someone who is trying to fight against greater Israel to the point that he gets sanctioned? What would you call such a guy? Would you call him a puppet? Would you call him a servant? Would you call him a tout? No. So you see all these WhatsApp deepfake videos calling out that Pakistan is suffering from martial law and fascist regime. That I'm in Pakistan right now. There is no fascism here. The only fascism, the biggest fascism that is happening in the world right now is in Gaza. It is in Syria. It is in Lebanon. It is in West Bank. It is in Jerusalem against the Palestinians. It is happening in Kashmir. It is happening in Burma, Myanmar. That is where the fascism is happening. And what's the common denominator here? All the victims are Muslims. Most of the victims are. 99% of them are Muslims. The common denominator is they're all Muslims. Who is losing his children? The Muslims are. There are burned bodies of children every day on our social media stream. Every day. Israel goes, 50 people are killed. Israel goes, more bombings, 50 are killed. Hospitals are getting bombed, tents are getting bombed, everything is getting bombed. And you have used tons and tons of explosives to decimate a very densely populated region like Gaza. And now you're also invading West Bank, and you are killing in West Bank, and you want to annex West Bank into Israel. You think you have conquered Gaza, and now you think you have conquered Syria. You have control of Mount Hermon. And now you're going to invade Turkey next because you want to create a Kurdistan. And you want to invade Iran because you want to take down the Iranian regime, because they do not agree with your idea of occupying their brothers in Gaza and Lebanon and Syria and Yemen and Libya and Iraq. Oh, come on. Seriously? And since Pakistan has decided that it is not going to support your greater Israel expansion, you've decided to sanction Pakistan. But at the same time, you have your puppet, Imran Khan, and you have your puppets in Afghanistan trying to portray the generals of Pakistan as being your puppets? Seriously? So you sanction your puppets? Seriously? Do you think that the world is so stupid? Do you think the world is so stupid it cannot see through your lies and your deception? Your matrix? Your matrix got broken and shattered many years ago. Since 9/11, the matrix has been shattered. You thought 9/11 would be the reason for you to invade every Muslim country, about 50 of us, and take us down and eliminate Islam. But guess what? Islam is the fastest spreading religion of the world today. Because after 9/11, people who were not following Islam decided to open the book of Holy Quran and decided to dig for the truth themselves instead of listening to you. And when they started to read Quran, they realized that it was not promoting the radical terrorism that you claim that it promotes. In fact, it is promoting peace. It is promoting coexistence. It loves Prophet Jesus, peace be upon him. It loves Prophet Moses, peace be upon him. There's a chapter about Mother Mary, peace be upon him. There's an entire chapter on the virtuousness, chastity of Mother Mary, peace be upon him, in Quran. So when the non-Muslims read Quran, they were like, this is not what CNN is telling us. This is not what Fox News is telling us. This is a totally different belief system. So then they started to talk to the scholars of Islam. Then they started to get their questions answered. And then they realized that they have to convert to Islam. So Islam became one of the fastest spreading religions of the world after 9/11. Today, when you used Al-Qaeda in Syria to take down Assad, today you told the world yourself that you committed 9/11 yourself. It was a false flag attack because you told us on 9/11 2 decades ago, more than 2 decades ago, that Al-Qaeda did it, Osama bin Laden did it. But today, you put an Al-Qaeda affiliate as the head of state of Syria. And you did it in collusion with Israel. So now the entire puzzle of those 5 dancing Israelis on the day of 9/11 got exposed, and your deception, your lies were all uncovered in front of the world. So you, Joe Biden, and your affiliates, your deep state, whoever your backers are, the secret societies, you have exposed yourself by appointing Al-Qaeda as the head of the state of Syria instead of Assad. You have told the American people and the rest of the world that you did 9/11 because you wanted to justify the invasion into Iraq, into Libya. You wanted to justify the great Yemen war. You wanted to justify the invasion in Syria. And you wanted to justify the escalation against the Muslims of Palestine. You also wanted to justify the support of the RSS radical anti-Islam fascists in India. You, since 2008, have facilitated a fascist government in India. The secularism of India has dissolved. They have an ultra-radical extremist government that has been supported by your idea of eliminating Islam in the subcontinent that right now harbors one of the highest populations of Muslims anywhere in the world, compared to anywhere in the world. So you justified all of this after 9/11. And you did 9/11 because you wanted to justify all of this. But 2.5 decades later, Islam is still the fastest spreading religion of the world. We love Prophet, peace be upon him, Prophet Jesus, peace be upon him. We love Prophet Moses, peace be upon him. We love Mother Mary, peace be upon him. We are Muslims and we are proud of it. And there's nothing you can do to undermine our love for our ideology, our belief system. No amount of sanctions are going to deter us because we don't care about these things. History has proven itself. Look at the Islamic history. You think Erdogan is going to help you all the way? You think he's your puppet? Just wait and see. And by sanctioning Chief of Army Staff General Asim Munir, thank you very much. You just told the rest of the world that the generals of Pakistan Army are not your puppets. They're not your touts. They're not your servants. And Pakistan is not here to obey and serve you. Bye-bye.